Welcome to my lecture series, A Rabbi Encounters the Universe. This is lecture 4, Can I Be a Religious Scientist? There's a popular idea out there that you have to choose between religion and science, that they're in conflict. This goes all the way back to Galileo and his conflict with the Catholic Church over whether the sun or the earth is the center of the universe, to the fights about teaching Darwin in school today. Do you believe Darwin? Do you believe religion? And we're going to be talking about that eventually in this lecture series. But I'm totally convinced that one can believe in religion and one can believe in science. I'm convinced of it because I believe in both. I don't think one has to choose between religion and science. Of course, that depends on your religion and your science. If you're a fundamentalist about the Bible and say that every word of the Bible is literally true, that the earth was created in exactly 6 days, then you're going to have a lot of trouble with science, which says the earth is billions of years old. And if you're a fundamentalist about your science, what's sometimes called scientism, scientism says the only truth that's out there is what we can know scientifically. That's all there is, matter in motion in the universe. And through this lecture series, we're going to try to disprove that. I think that science and religion are both true. Let me remind you of something I said in the first lecture, that religion is not about logos. It's about mythos. It's not about scientific truth, but mythical truth, stories, narratives, things that tells us about the universe, things that help us understand our role as human beings in the universe. And those are things we learn from religion, from the Bible, from other religions. And I believe those are absolutely true. They're truths about the universe, like Aesop's fables are truths about the universe. So I learned those truths from religion. Science teaches me how the world works. It teaches me things I learned through empirical knowledge by studying the world and using Francis Bacon's scientific method to come up with answers. But science, as we've learned, never gives absolute or final truth. We thought we had final truth about gravity from Newton until Einstein came along and overturned it. Science could only give us the best explanation we have for the moment. And I think that we could use both. And ultimately, science cannot teach us about ethics. As I said in the previous lecture, David Hume taught us that. Science cannot teach us about God or whether we have a soul or whether God revealed his will to us. These are things that we need religion to understand. So I'm a believer in both science and religion. And the great scientist Stephen Jay Gould very famously said that science and religion are non-overlapping magisteria. They're two non-overlapping fields. Science can tell us how the universe works. Religion can tell us why the universe exists. Two very separate fields. I believe one can be a religious scientist.